Okay, here I am. Very familiar. Hello. Yeah, it's very familiar territory for me in a way. A market road like this. There's the view ahead of me. And tea should be right up ahead there, about 1 minute walk from here. Very disappointed in myself that I'm arriving exactly on time or 1 minute late. But it's kind of a miracle considering how late I left my departure and unfamiliar city and how far I had to go to get here. It's actually quite lucky that I got here at all. Wow, the busyness here is over the top. And this is where I was supposed to turn, and I walked right by it. Tea should be right up here on the left. She just dropped a pin and sent it to me to confirm. Yikes! She nearly ran me down. Crazy. A little bit of a wild driver, that one. So, success. I found tea. She was here. This is tea, my guide for the day. My kind guide is going to show me this local market. So, but first, the coffee shop. We've got a lot going on here right now. She brought me a banh mi. I'm very excited about that.
Like the typical one from the central region. Not the normal one that you often find on the street. No.
Because
we see the difference.
Because this market is from central Vietnam.
Exactly.
It specializes in...
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, and the banh mi is the same. So we've got that going on, and a coffee, which I haven't jumped into yet. So I've got a ice and coffee, and I'm going to mix this all up and enjoy that. And I guess this is the coffee shop here. Nat.
Nhớ.
Nhớ.
Which means the first.
First.
Yeah.
I was just talking about that on the video, that I get tricked all the time because I see English letters, but we don't pronounce them at all like English letters. They have completely different sounds based on the markings.
Yeah, and also we have this. How do you call it in English?
On the video, I call them diacriticals.
Okay.
I think they're diacritical marks. And so that diacritical mark changes the pronunciation. When I look at that, I think...
So if it's like this, you have to go up with the tone, and then
tone.
like this, down, and then here, the dot here, is very heavy.
Oh,
yeah.
The dot is very heavy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so if you want to learn like proper Vietnamese, then you should choose like people from the north, because their pronunciation is accurate.
Okay.
Yeah. From the southern one like me, we are like softer. Yeah, sound like cuter, like, prettier.
Okay.
Yeah, but the north one, they are very accurate.
Okay.
Writing is the same, it's just dialect.
All right.
Yeah, that's the difference. Have you ever been to Berlin?
No, I haven't. I've hardly been anywhere. I feel like I've been overseas my whole life, but I really haven't been anywhere. I've never been anywhere in Europe.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to. So if I had...
Oh, it's not really spicy. For me, it's spicy already, but I don't know. What about you?
Okay. Banh mi. It's a very cute one. It's,
it's a bit smaller than the usual one.
Is that normal for Central Vietnamese banh mi?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
So it's a little bit smaller, a little hot dog kind of deal here. Dive into this.
Compared to the other one that you had?
Well, the other ones I've had different flavor.
Yeah.
Right now I bit into a lot of meat here. This is chicken. It has a lot of spicing in it. Really a lot of good flavor. The other ones I've had, maybe they're cheaper ones because there's a lot more vegetables in them, a lot more cucumber slices maybe, and different vegetables. And
That's the southern version, like Ho Chi Minh, typical Saigonese baguette. But this one is Hoi An one.
Hoi An.
Yeah.
So how did you say Hoi An?
Hoi An.
Hoi An.
Hoi. That's the dot.
Hoi.
Hoi An.
The dot means you hit it hard.
Yeah.
Hoi. Hoi.
Hoi.
Hoi An. When I was in Kuala Lumpur, I started listening to a podcast about learning Vietnamese, and I commented at the time, it sounded like everybody was singing. So if I tried to sing, I sounded a lot better. I could repeat it, but I had to sing Vietnamese. I couldn't speak out.
I found like foreigners have problems with pronouncing, ng. Ng, yeah. But this is very typical words in Vietnam. Yeah. Like 70 to 80% of Vietnamese people, their family name is Nguyen or Ngo, ng. Like my family name is also Nguyen.
Okay.
Can you say that?
Well, when people say it, all I hear is win. It sounds like
that's
win
correct.
to me.
Okay.
Win, like NG, it's like it sounds like a W when people say it, but it isn't.
Nguyen.
Again?
Nguyen.
Muy?
Nguyen.
I would have to study to get that right. Because it sounded, when I did a Google Translate on that. I was reading up on history, and I entered that word, that name, and I was listening to it in Vietnamese, and to me it sounded like an M, like they're saying M. But you're not closing your lips when you do it. You're not doing M. You're doing. We don't have that sound in English.
Yeah, I know.
So what are we going to do?
I know.
But I shouldn't be so pessimistic because there have been dumb white dudes like me have learned to speak Vietnamese. It has happened. I was watching a YouTuber the other day, an American guy, and he appeared to be speaking casual Vietnamese.
Yeah.
So it is possible. But for this brain, I don't know. Maybe I'm just making excuses. I don't know. But I've run up against this in the past. I can learn Spanish. I can learn French. Any European language.
So how many languages can you speak?
Oh, only one. Just English. There was a time I was conversant in Spanish and in French, but the day I stopped using it, all gone. And I've made an attempt to learn Korean, Chinese, and I just ran into a brick wall and just never made any progress. Korean was okay, actually. Korean was the easiest, but Chinese, Thai, Cambodian.
Oh, I can speak Thai because I lived in Thailand before, in Bangkok. I studied there. I did an exchange semester. So Thai language is compulsory subject that I have to achieve.
Okay.
Yeah, but very baby level, I can just go to the market and ask or order something. Yeah, very basic thing. Yeah. And then a bit of German because I lived in Austria for 7 years. I have to take a course. But
funny.
since I don't really use it here, it debilitated. Yeah.
It's funny though, I hear that all the time. People make the assumption that you have been in that country for 4 years, therefore you've learned the language. It's like an automatic assumption.
Yeah.
I was in Taiwan for many years, and then people would say, oh, how long have you been in Taiwan? Oh, I've been here 5 years. Oh, you must speak Chinese then. It was like, no, it doesn't work that way.
Exactly.
I don't absorb language naturally. I have to really focus and work really hard. And then once I'm in a country like Taiwan or even here in Vietnam, I'm so busy doing other things.
Yeah.
And if it's really important to communicate, I'm sure you've heard this 100 times talking to other foreigners, the other person already speaks English anyway.
Exactly.
So, and now
very
we have
international
Google
language.
Translate. So there isn't a lot of incentive other than if you're interested in language and you find it an interesting subject, there's a reason to learn it, but for practical day-to-day usage, you don't really need it.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm just making more excuses. So let me try out this whole coffee system here. I've already got probably too much water in there, right?
Should I help you? I can do it for you.
What happens?
You mean you want to put ice inside, right?
Well, sure. I'll get rid of the water and then maybe just have ice left. So the ice goes in there. I was going to pour the coffee in here.
Ice going here would be better.
Okay, I have just ice.
Yeah. Okay. So you prefer this cup or this cup?
I guess that one's fine.
Yeah.
Sure. Coffee's already in there. So you just,
Oh.
I don't know. You're the
Okay. Energize.
the expert here. I'm counting on you. So, but it had a little bit of a cream at the bottom, right?
Because I told them don't make it so sweet.
Ah,
Yeah. I don't know if, your flavor, so it's better for you to try it. If you want more ice, I can ask them.
it's all right. Yeah, the other thing about Vietnamese that I find interesting is the separation into syllables. Like, I've been calling it like multisyllabic because in English, of course, we run it all together. Cafe. And here it's like cafe. It's like two syllables that are separated in some way. And I hear that. It's like almost like machine gun fired syllable. Ba, 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 ba. Or English, we run it all together. So
But you know, the thing is, I can tell the grammar, Vietnamese grammar is much easier than English. You know why? Like for example, when you say one flower, just one, but you say 5 flowers, you have to put the S. But in Vietnamese, 1 flowers, the number in front, and then 10 flowers, the flowers itself still the same. You don't have to change the form of it.
Okay.
No need plurals. You just need to add the quantity. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just easier.
I can say that, but what if I wanted to say, I gave her flowers, right? Mm-hmm. There's no quantity,
Yeah.
but we know it's plural because there's an S. What would happen in Vietnamese? I gave her flowers. How do you know it was many instead of just one?
In general context, people will how to say? People will recognize it as plurals.
From
You
the
know what I mean?
context.
But if you want to say a bunch of flowers, we will add a bunch. We don't change the word flowers with plural forms.
Right.
Yeah. And with tenses, it's the same. You have so many tenses in English grammar, but in Vietnamese, you just need to add some words. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's much easier with the grammar. Different.
Yeah. I mean, I did notice one thing in Vietnamese when I was studying a little bit. Word order was flipped. And if you think about it logically, it made more sense. I was learning sentences like, what is your name? And in English, name comes at the end. And yet name is the most important word in the sentence.
Exactly.
But in Vietnamese, it's name you
In the
what?
front.
Yeah,
Yeah, in
name
the
what
front.
you. It's like, and logically, it's because in English, you have to wait until the end of the sentence before you even know what they're talking about. Like I say, what is your? You still don't know what I'm going to ask you.
Yeah, exactly.
What is your favorite color? What is your favorite food? What is your name? You have to wait all the way to the end. Vietnamese come right out of the gate. Name. Oh, we know the subject. So putting the subject first is more logical.
Yeah.
So I'm finally going to try the coffee. I do this all the time. I'll meet someone and then we have all this food and drink, but I end up so interested in the conversation. I'm like talking and then I never get around to the food and the drink. But I'm going to give this coffee a try. It is nice. That's a nice coffee. It's better than, I think, as I told you, I'm going to order iced coffee from now on. The hot coffee is never hot enough. So the cold coffee is more satisfying. You know what you're going to get. Yeah.
You know, that's a very typical combo for Vietnamese every morning. Coffee and baguette. That's a typical combo.
When I was here in Vietnam the first time, they didn't have coffee shops like this, but they would serve coffee in those little
Filter?
yeah, a little filter made out of cheap aluminum or something, and then it drips, but it would take so long to drip through.
Oh, by the way, because we missed the meeting on the very first time. That Jello Cafe, do you know the way they make coffees? They use the net. And
I went there.
So instead of using the filter, they use the net to
Right.
filter the.
It's like a bag, right?
Here, this one. That's how they make coffee in this one.
Right.
Yeah.
I saw they had a whole diagram on the wall, all the steps.
Exactly. Like there is another cafe, which is the local one, similar to this one, but more special. And it open very early in the morning. So, I mean, if you are able to get up like really early, I would love to bring you there. It's in Phu Nhuận district. It's a very nice one, very interesting one, and I think no foreigners have done that so far. Yeah.
So when you ordered this banh mi, could you choose from different types? They're all Central Vietnamese, but different types. Like what I mean, this one seemed to be mainly chicken or meat of some kind. Is
You
there
mean the ingredients?
Yeah, ingredients.
Yeah, sure, you can.
Okay.
Like for example, I ordered mine because I'm vegetarian. So I told them please no meat. I prefer this. So I told them to put a lot of veggies and then the sauce. That's all. And yours like a bit special one.
What is your dream country to go to?
Like so far, I haven't been to the US, like Canada, so it's always been my dream. And somehow I couldn't do the visa. I couldn't make the visa successfully.
Sorry.
So I would say it's my dream, but not really my dream because I already lived in Europe.
So
Yeah, it's more than enough. However, if you ask me to travel, I would choose like developing country, like poor country.
yeah, me too.
Yeah. So do you see that little lanterns hanging up there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you go to Hoi An, you will see a lot of them because lanterns are made in Hoi An.
Ah.
Yeah. Whenever you see pictures with lanterns, people will say that, oh, is it in Hoi An? That's the first word, the first place they're gonna think of. Oh, by the way, do you know this? The yarn fabric?
Mm-hmm. You're going to tell me about it. Can we walk over here?
This one, my area is called Bai Hin. This area is called Bai Hin. And we are famous for producing this one. This is the fabric area, village, I would say. Yeah. So if you go further this part, on Phạm Phu Thu Street, you will see many business doing this one. Yeah. We produce fabric and this one, yarn. It's called yarn, right?
Yarn, yeah. Makes me want to fly a kite when I see the big rolls. Conical hats up ahead. There you go.
See?
I'm still thinking
It's
there's.
waterproof, water resistant.
Well, yeah, they're great hats.
Yeah, so you can use it during rainy season.
Yeah.
There's another yarn business.
Another yarn shop. But it looks like you showed me the difference between the Chinese version and the Vietnamese.
It's different. You can
And
tell the difference.
the Vietnamese looks like the weaving is tighter, a smoother surface. The Chinese one looked a little bit rougher on the outside.
Exactly. There's more patterns.
Yeah, okay.
And this is rice paper.
Rice paper?
It's originally from Central region. So now we are entering the main area of the market.
And I promised people watching the video that you were going to pronounce the name of the market properly for us. So what is the name of this market?
Ba Hoa.
Ba.
Ba means an old woman.
Old woman.
Hoa, her name is it means flower.
Flower.
Yeah.
I won't even try to say it. I would just embarrass myself. But
No, just say Ba Hoa.
Ba Hoa.
Yeah, perfect.
Ba Hoa. Because when I see that name written with English lettering, it sounds nothing like that. Nothing at all.
They actually changed the name, but we don't really call this market Phường 11. Phường 11 means Ward 11. We always say chợ Ba Hoa because the thing is, this market is named after the lady who founded the market.
Okay.
She's originally from the north, but she moved here and lived with her family. And after a while, she built the market and then she went abroad with her family. Yeah, but people, want to remember the person who founded the market, so they keep the name until now. So that's what my grandparents told me. Yeah.